Hey feeling, what's good? This is your girl, the Bronze Goddess, and I'm here to do a watch me get ready video. Haven't done one of these in quite some time, but the inspiration for this look is actually a celebrity inspired look. I saw this picture recently of Brandy Norwood and I posted it on Instagram and I absolutely loved it, and I told you guys I would do my best to recreate the look. So here's her look. And of course, here's mine. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the dress and the shoes and all of that. It's completely Brandy inspired. But I decided to use my Shani Cosmetics Neon Frenzy palette. They actually sent me this palette to review, and I'm absolutely loving it so far. It's 180 eyeshadows in this palette. So you have your blues, your greens, your purples, your pinks, just about everything you can think of. A ton of eyeshadows in here. They even have some neutral just in case you want to do a neutral look, and they have a huge mirror. This is actually a mixture of matte and shimmer shadows. So I'm going to show you guys how I rock some of the shadows in this particular look. And they also sent me over some of their gel liners, actually 12 of them, you know, blues, greens, purples. And I'm loving the packaging on these. Even though their makeup is really affordable, they don't skimp on the packaging. I think this type of packaging is very similar to higher end makeup. And these are really, really creamy. You guys may see me use this as a base as well as gel liner. So I'm loving the fact that they're dual purpose. So anyway, if you guys are interested in finding out more about Shani Cosmetics, I'll be sure and leave a link to them below. And if you guys want to see my look, then just keep watching.
Okay, so you start off with a nice fresh face, and I'm going to add a little bit of concealer to a few little dark spots on my face, and then I'm also going to add it under my eyes just to kind of cover up my dark circles. And I know my complexion has changed a little bit. I was in Orlando for a week last week on vacation, and I think I got a little bit darker, so I might have to adjust my foundation, but it works. Just keep watching and I will show you how to make that magic. But anyway, I'm using Maybelline 355 foundation, which I've been using for quite some time. I love this foundation, mainly because, you know, I feel like I have red and yellow undertones, and this is the perfect blend of those tones for me, at least for now. So I'm loving this foundation. I'm putting that on there, applying it with a Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush. And I'm going to set everything using Ben Nye's Topaz translucent powder, and just using a nice fluffy brush to do that. And now I got to get those brows into shape, honey. So I'm using my e.l.f. brow gel in dark, if I'm not mistaken. I love this brow gel. I think it was like $3, and I feel like it's the best $3 you're gonna spend. Love, love, love this product. But yeah, I'm just kind of filling in my eyebrows where they are a bit sparse, and giving them a bit of love. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of powder. Now you guys can see how much it makes my eyebrows look a little bit lighter. So I used the brow gel and the powder. And now I'm just going to make that area pop a little bit by adding concealer both, you know, under the brow and a little bit above the brow. Not being super, super dramatic. I just want it to look as if my eyebrows were freshly waxed. And now I'm going to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow primer. This happens to be Shadow Works, but you can use any eyeshadow primer that you have. And I'm adding a little bit of a bronzer. I'm using the Sunless Body Art bronzer by Coastal Scents. I love that glow, and I decided I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I decided to get my grown woman on and do a little contouring. So I'm contouring a little bit, and I love contouring because it really makes you look like you lost a little bit of weight, especially in your face, especially when you put it like underneath your chin right here. It gives you the appearance of a thinner face, and people always say, did you lose weight? And it's the easiest cheat that you can do. So now I'm adding Shani Cosmetics black eyeliner gel, and I'm applying that as a base. Like I said in my intro, you can use this as a gel liner, or you can also use it as a base. Now when you use a black base like this, your colors will be a little bit more smoky, more sultry, but if you wanted your eyeshadows to be a bit more bright, then I would suggest you using a white base. But I wanted mine a little bit smoky and sultry like Brandy's look. So here's the look that we're going for. Gorgeous. Okay, alright, so I'm just going to add a little bit of a light blue eyeshadow from my Shani Cosmetics Neon Frenzy palette with a flat shader brush, and I'm going to apply this color to my inner 1/3. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of this turquoise color, and I'm going to apply this color to the center of my eye, or the middle 1/3 of my eye, making sure not to go above the crease and also not going beyond the outer 1/3. So I'm going to actually fill this color in with a gorgeous dark blue from that palette. And I'm just going to pat that in. And I'm going to, as you see, I'm kind of wiggling the line between the two eyeshadows. That's the best way to blend, in my opinion. And then for my crease, I'm going to be using that gorgeous purple eyeshadow that I just showed you on the brush. I'm going to apply this with a soft, fluffy brush to my crease. And just kind of blending that in a little bit, not going too high. And now I just wanted to highlight this area a little bit more. So I added a bit more concealer. I'm not even going to add an eyeshadow here. I like the way that it looks like this. I am not a professional makeup artist by any means. Just letting you know that. And I'm using one of these gorgeous gel liners. This one is gorgeous. You have to see it in person. It's this like cobalt blue color. I'm not sure if my camera is doing it any justice, but it's a really, really pretty in-your-face blue. Instead of doing a black eyeliner, I decided to keep it a bit funky. So now I'm going to add a black eyeliner to the top portion. I'm going to do a kind of a winged liner, cat-like winged liner. So I'm using this brush right here, and I'm going to go thinner on the inner and thicker on the outer. That's the best way that I found to do a winged liner. And when you have a really good brush, you can do this so quickly. As you guys see, that's the fastest cat liner I've ever done. So now I'm just kind of adding a bit more concealer underneath my under eye area to brighten that area. And also I want to neaten up the edges. You could use tape if you wanted to do this, but I find that adding a bit of concealer makes it just as neat as adding the tape. So that's kind of what I want to do. So I'm going to add a little bit of Ben Nye banana powder using my bootleg knockoff beauty blender sponge that I got off of Amazon.com. And I'm just going to brighten the under eye area. And I'm just going to brush the excess away. And I'm using this blush. I am in love with this blush. This is by LA Colors, and it was like $2.99, child, $2.99. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. Look, I mean, I'm trying to use a light hand because this bad boy is pigmented. Like, you see me like barely, I'm trying to barely tap it, but you see how that pink, love these blushes. And now I'm going to take this CoverGirl Pink Petal lipstick, which is kind of a really good pale pink for my skin tone. And just putting that on, and I'm going to add my lashes off camera, and this is our finished look. Gorgeous, honey, gorgeous. All right, so let's tell you about the dress. Now the dress has a very, very deep V in the front and the back, but look at the detail on the lower portion of the dress. Gorgeous. I love the shimmer. I love the flirtiness of it. So I decided to pair this dress with a pair of nude pumps. These are from justfab.com. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pump. Look at that bow and the peep toe. Sexy. And here's the dress. Now the V, the cleavage in this dress is way too much for me. I'm a little bit more modest, so I don't have a whole lot of pictures, but I think it turned out great. Be sure to thumbs up. I'll see you soon. Deuces.